For a lot of foals, when they're born, they don't come into the world knowing entirely how to be in a herd. And many a foal learns that from its mother. The mother doesn't force the foal to follow her. The mother actually matches foot pattern for foot pattern, the stride of the foal as it rambles off and jumps around in the pasture, so that the foal learns what it feels like to be in cadence with another being. Once that foal learns how good that feels, the mother doesn't need to do anything more. The foal learns to follow the mother.
I'm Laurie Higgins Curley. I am the founder and director of Dove Creek Equine Rescue. Of course, I didn't dream about having a rescue. It's much deeper work. We don't feel sorry for them. We have compassion, but they have dignity, and we want to bring that back. I've always loved horses, all my life. I wasn't around them as a child, but I just had this love and desire. I've always thought they were beautiful. What really led me to this place was when I lost my husband 7 years ago. Instead of me thinking that my tears are my huge emotion, my sadness, it felt so big, instead of it pushing them away, they came closer. It's like they held me. And that was such a respite from the grief and the feelings. I stay so much in the past, missing Bob, thinking about all of our memories. And I had a peace that I really couldn't find anywhere else. It was just the perfect place to be.
Well, daily routine right here is animals come first. While they're eating, we can drink our coffee, do whatever, talk about what we're gonna do.
I like horses. That's what makes it so easy. Feels natural.
My dad, he's really good at training horses, and I learned a lot from him, and I've been helping him ever since I was a little kid. Every morning we start out with cleaning pens, feeding the horses that need to be fed. After that, we doctor some of the horses.
I'm Kaylee Roderick, a certified equine sports massage therapist, and also adjust horses. I've been coming out to Dove Creek for almost 3 years. I come out here at least once a month. We've got quite a few horses on a maintenance routine. And it's more than just a day at the spa when I come. We do deep tissue work. They get a really good therapeutic massage.
When a horse is healthy enough, we consult with Frank, and Frank steps in and begins training, which is really quite unique to this rescue. We do an amazing job here through Frank and the people that work with him.
90% of our horses, nearly all of them, go to trail riders. They also get to look at cattle every day. When they leave right here, it's like, man, they're the perfect trail horses because they've been there, they've done it. We'll make something out of them. They all are productive when they leave.
I would send any horse to him because now watching him work with them and where they are, it's just captivating.
We're able to educate those who want to learn. A lot of times that starts with kids. Our volunteer program is so valuable for that. People want to come out and just touch horses and just groom them. They learn, oh, okay, if I got one, here's what I would need to do.
Normally myself, Frank, and Tyler kind of work with the horse first until they're safer to be around. We won't put them in a situation that's not safe.
The volunteer program is very vital to us because they're in contact with the horse all the time.
I think it can relax them sometimes. And the horse is probably thinking, this feels so good.
They are such big animals to such a small person. The kids mostly get over their fear because they see they're not gonna hurt them, they're not gonna kick them or bite them or do any of these things. Makes me love my job even more.
I contacted Lori and just asked her, would it be okay if he rode a horse without the helmet, and told her why, because this is something that he really loved, but it just brought back all the trauma. Taos has neurological issues, and he was born with cancer, and he's had chemo. His neurological system is not stable. It's always in flux. Like, his hearing goes in and out all day, and his vision goes in and out all day, and he has pain issues because he had leukemia when we were pregnant. Think about it like a power plant that some of the breakers are off. What riding a horse does, because of the way that the horse moves, it helps calm that neurological system down. With the way the horse moves from left to right when you're on the horse, it helps the right and the left hemisphere connect. He'll start to verbalize more, and that's not typical for him. And so a lot of times he'll go all day and you don't hear a noise from him. And then he gets on the horse and you hear him start, it sounds like he's humming or singing a little song, or he's saying things that kind of sound like a word. And so, so we see that with him, so try to get him on the horse as much as possible. When someone is nonverbal for 7 years, or when they start to make noises or sounds or hum, I mean, that's huge. It's gotta be doing something, it's gotta be therapeutic somehow. I hear stories all the time, kids that are nonverbal or have aphasia start talking for the first time on the horse. Just to see your kid happy is hugely therapeutic for me. He needs a hobby. All kids need a hobby and something that they love. And it's great if it benefits him too. He's got something that he loves that could turn into a future for him. And I think that, you know, when my friends say, oh, we're going to soccer practice, or oh, we're doing football practice, or we're going to Boy Scouts or whatever, and they complain about it. Like, are you kidding me? I would love for that to be my biggest problem, is having to get Taos to so many different activities. So that's the part that, for me, I love about this is his thing. This is his hobby. This is Taos's deal. And something that I think he'll do forever. So that's been great for me.
We probably, in the West, when it comes to animals and land and the environment, need a new language. I think that when it comes to the ideals here, especially with relationship to animals, one does a service to the animal as well as, I think, to oneself and to others by asking the question, who are you? What do you need? Rather than saying, you know, I own you, now we're going to do this.
I feel like horses have this amazing ability. It's a gift. It's their medicine to guide us into deeper places in our heart that I find are sometimes hard to get to.
This has been a journey for me. It didn't start yesterday. It's not as easy as people think. Horses need a second chance too. There used to be a young man that was helping me out right here with some horses. One day he just hit me. He says, Frank, I'm going to be leaving. Would you like to have this job right here? But it's not like your ordinary horses here. He said, these horses have problems. And I said, well, that's right up my alley then. We have an animal right here that's part of American heritage.
I think people fall on hard times here. They lose their jobs, they have to move. There is a part of it where there's abuse. So we're like a foster home for horses. So many come in broken. They have a vacancy in their eyes.
It takes a lot, as Lori well knows and the whole board does, to run the rescue. We need to maintain the place. It's not an inexpensive proposition by any means.
We also want somebody to know this animal's been through a lot.
You have to get a horse mentally healthy and physically healthy before you can really even train it. There's a lot of effort that goes into working with the horses once they get physically healthy. I know that the horses helped Lori tremendously when she was grieving for her husband that passed away.
You know, everybody that knows Lori's story and the family can understand how magical it is down here.
We rescue them, but then they work with them and they get them to a point that they're really good horses. It takes a lot of money to do that.
Tell you the truth, I haven't worked a day of my life doing this. As long as I'm around horses, my life is perfect. They're doing something for my mind and my heart. I've known some cowboys that met their death a horseback. I want to go horseback, yeah. Get a drink of water somewhere, you know, just, that's where God wants to take me. I hope to be here when that happens. It's not a job, it's a way of life.
It means a lot to me because they do deserve a second chance at life. They didn't ask to be abused, they didn't ask to be neglected.
To watch them come back. You know, it's like, wow, what a beautiful horse. I know this work is important on so many levels. And we are their voice. They don't have a voice. We have to be their voice.